It was an astonishing feat. 12 soldiers, all badly wounded, braved the Antarctic weather to walk to the South Pole. They accompanied every step of the way. They were by Prince Harry, and today he will be reunited with the Walking with the Wounded team. That's going to happen in London to celebrate the moment, days before Christmas, that they actually reached the South Pole.
Let's go!
Well, look, we're delighted to welcome into the studio here Duncan Slater and Ibrar, who were part of the whole team. Well done. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
But listen, I remember reading as you were progressing that the rules had changed because the weather had got so bad. It was a race when you started out. What happened?
Yeah, it started off as a race initially, which was great. But once we eventually got up there, because we'd been sort of delayed by the weather, they'd find that on the plateau where we were going to start the race, that actually instead of like 1 foot high sastrugi, which is the way the the snow is blown into like sort of rivets and like a ploughed field, it was like 3 foot high, and the temperatures and the snow was just horrible.
These are like what, frozen waves, aren't
they? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like skiing across a building site. It was terrible. So it delayed us quite a lot, and actually people were starting to suffer from injuries that were, that were affecting them quite badly.
And was it then, I mean, I know this is a tremendous feat of endurance, but then, Ibrar, I suppose it's heightened by the fact that you guys are carrying injuries anyway, or handicaps anyway.
Yeah, I think one of the main concerns was to ensure that no one was further injured. As injured servicemen, that would be something the charity didn't want to do. So it's really just a case of ensuring that, the main aim was to get 12 injured servicemen and women to the South Pole in order to raise the awareness for the charity Walking with the Wounded.
Yeah.
And to be wounded further would obviously be to the detriment of the charity and what we were trying to achieve.
Yeah. And of course, did you just then had to have a rethink about this and you thought, like, we're not going to be beaten by this? No,
exactly. And although it was always a race and competitive between 3 nations or 4 nations worth of injured servicemen and women, and we are very competitive as service personnel, we all just focused on what the real actual bigger goal was.
Yeah. Now I'm going to ask the both of you, what are your own particular disabilities? What are the injuries that you're carrying? Ibra, first of all.
I was injured back in 2007 and I'm a right arm amputee below the elbow. So probably not one of the most serious injuries on the trip itself.
Yeah, well, it's tough enough to deal with, I would have thought. Yeah. And from your point of view, Duncan?
I was injured 2009, and I'm a double below knee amputee. So I've got nothing below the knee.
So what happens today? I mean, is today? I mean, it's nice to get you all together, but I mean, is it a bit of a celebration today?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I think just acknowledge all the help that we've received and all the support, and we've had a lot of help to get down there. It wasn't. There's 21 people in the spotlight, but really there's a lot of people behind the scenes making it happen, and we wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for all these people.
And what about this team aspect then? Because you had, royalty, you had actors, all sorts of people alongside with you, didn't you? Did that change things?
It was a bit strange sitting in a tent with the fourth in line and 2 actors. It's a bit weird. You've got to check yourself a little bit. It's it was a bit strange.
But other than that, though, it didn't make any difference from the point of view of how it operated day to day. Any other considerations? Were they differently treated to anybody else?
You couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it down there. You've got to live a very frugal, sort of quiet life down there. Everything's for necessity. You live in a tent.
How does a member of the royal family, Ibrar, cope with the frugal lifestyle there? How does he come out of all of this? What do you learn about the guy?
To be honest, what we already knew was that he's a man from the military. So he's been out to Afghanistan twice. He would have wanted to go out, more if he could. And he's much the same as us. He's had the same training. So he's lived a sort of hard life before, just in the training. And he took to it really well. He was probably one of the strongest members out there. He's got all his limbs, that helps. But he's a young man, he's fit, he's strong, and he was a great member of the team and the whole expedition. He was mucking in. And we were lucky enough to have him there to bring the attention onto the whole challenge.
And what about your own sense of achievement, having done this? How good do you two feel going into 2014?
Yeah, brilliant. It's once in a lifetime chance to get down there. There's no one gets to go down there and do that sort of thing. So it's amazing, really. But it's just finding something else now to keep it going, you know.